class Rolson here, we are going to go over two really important questions. One, why are we asked to get these specific school supplies? And what is the 6th grade organization system? So, in short, the bulk of what we asked for is having 3 specific color folders that are plastic, a 1-inch math bind or 1-inch binder for math, nothing fancy, and just making sure that it has pockets on the inside. We also asked that you guys snag just basic single subject spiral notebooks and 2 composition notebooks. So the reason that we asked for these things specifically, one, they're durable. So we did ask for plastic folders. The reason we asked for plastic folders especially is what we've seen with paper folders is that, goodness, 4, 5, 6 weeks into school, and many of them are already ripping, and we are going to use them a lot. So plastic folders are durable, last throughout the year, but I think more importantly, they're reusable. We'll be able to use these year after year after year. One thing I always like to share with my kiddos is that when I was in college, I used the same plastic folders that I had used in high school. They lasted that long. So we'll show you how to set them up to be able to use them throughout the rest of your time here at Lamar and even into high school, as long as you don't lose them, right? So durable, reusable, they're lightweight. We are just asking for just the basic single subject notebooks, nothing big, nothing fancy. The cheap ones are awesome. We would highly discourage you from getting those nice big 5-star brand notebooks because they're heavier, right? They're bigger, they're bulkier, they're heavier. We're trying to keep your backpacks as light as possible. So plain Jane, nothing fancy at all. Same thing with your math binder, right? Just a 1-inch math binder, nothing bigger, nothing smaller either, because by the end of the year, we're going to fill this up with all of your notes packets that you're going to get throughout the year. So that's why we've asked for these school supplies specifically. They're durable, they're reusable, they're lightweight so that your backpack isn't too heavy, and they are color-coded. And that's really important because what we're going to talk about next is what in the world is our 6th grade organization system, right? So you've already noticed that we've asked for very specific colors and a specific number of spirals and a specific number of composition notebooks. Everything, right? There's a method to the madness. There's a reason for all of that. So a question that we get a lot is, well, can't I just get one big binder to keep all my stuff in? Or can't I just use an accordion file folder? Technically, yes, you could. We can't tell you no. But, right, years of experience teaching 6th grade, here's what I've got to share for you. What I have seen happen is kiddos lose their big their big binder, they keep everything in, or they lose their accordion folder, and madness ensues. It's a stressful situation, right? Even if you lose it and then you find it a couple days later, that is still a lot of stress to go through for those few days, right? And then 2, it's also sometimes an organization mess, right? If we have one big accordion file folder or one big binder, what we've seen is that it kind of turns into a messy disaster fairly quickly, right? So we don't encourage the big binder or the accordion file folder because if you lose it, you'll lose everything. Oof. That's stressful. And 2, we've seen them just get incredibly disorganized really quickly. So what we do instead is dedicate a folder to each specific core class. For example, green is going to be science. Everything science related is going to go in this green folder. So when you're in science class or you're going through your backpack at home with family, if you open it up, the only papers we should see in there are science papers. If you open it up and you see math or ELA or social studies, that's a cue for you to take it out and put it in the appropriate place, right? So every kiddo is going to have a green science folder and a composition notebook to go along for science, okay? Then we have yellow for social studies. So when you're in class in social studies and you're at home and you're going through your backpack, you open up your yellow folder and that's where all your social studies work goes, right? And along with your yellow social studies, you're gonna have your spiral that goes along with it, right? I'm a color-coded person, so that's why I grabbed a yellow spiral to go along with social studies. Then we have red. Red is going to be ELA. So when you're in ELA or you're at home, you open up your red folder and all it should have in there is ELA, right? A great tool to keep yourself organized and a quick check for families at home to put things in the correct places as well. And then, of course, to go along with your red ELA folder, you've got a composition notebook, and I am big on color coding, so I grabbed a red one at the store just to keep it all together. Okay. And then for math. Math is a little different because we are essentially creating our own textbook with our notes that we get throughout the year. So what we've asked is that you have a 1-inch math binder. Nothing else is going to go in this binder except math. That's it. By the end of the year, the rings of our 1-inch binder are going to be full because at the start of each unit, we're going to get a little set of notes to kind of help us along. And by the end of the year, we're going to fill this up and it fits perfectly, okay? And then sometime throughout the middle of the year, we'll take a second and we'll start putting in our dividers to just keep it a little bit more organized. And then it is important that you grab a binder that has pockets, right? Just like your folder has pockets, we're going to need our binder to have pockets in there as well. It's like a one-stop shop, and instead of having a whole bunch of loose leaf paper, we're going to have a spiral to go along with our math binder. That way our work isn't going to get lost. I know it's really easy to lose a loose sheet of paper. It's a lot harder to lose it when it's kind of stuck in the spiral. All right, so again, I'm a big color coordinated person, so I chose a spiral that matched, but whatever, it doesn't have to match, just as long as you get it nice and organized. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna put some pictures up to show you how to keep your folders organize them for the rest of your time here at Lamar. For your folders, we're going to write the subject, science, social studies, ELA, and math, and your first and last name on the front. The inside of each folder and our math binder, we're going to label the pockets, do and turn in on the left and keep on the right. For your composition notebooks and your spirals, we are going to write our subject, math, science, ELA, world cultures, our teacher, and of course our first and last name. These you're only going to use this year, so you can get creative, bust out the washi tape, duct tape, markers, and make these notebooks all your own. Then the last couple of school supplies that we ask that you purchase for this year are a planner, right? We are going to work on that study skill on how do we use a planner, not just writing things down, but using it as you're studying, as you're planning for the week. So it doesn't have to be a big one. I write really big, so I got something big. You can grab a small one, that's completely fine. I chose one that has lines on the inside, if you guys can see that, because it helps me just stay a little bit more organized and not draw all over the place or write all over the place. I just got this at Target on sale for, I think, like $8, which was not bad at all. Of course, right, grab your pencil pouch, tuck everything inside of it. You can use stuff from past years. If you've got a pencil that's halfway sharpened, use it until it doesn't work anymore. There's no need to buy stuff if you already have it at home. Okay. I would also suggest grabbing some cheap earbuds so that when we are at school, you can plug it into the Chromebooks or laptops that we're using. Bluetooth is not going to work, so it does have to have a jack to get into the actual computer. I got these at the Dollar Tree. I bought like a gigantic class set at one time. They're only $1. So if you lose them or, drop it, whatever, it's not a big deal. So I would suggest to stop by the Dollar Tree and maybe pick up like a few pair of these just to have them around the house. Toss them in your backpack, keep them, all of that. Then another thing that students have made good use of is grabbing just one of these it has a little bit of everything. It's like a little stapler, a little bit of tape. It's got itsy bitsy pair of scissors and a little pencil sharpener all in one little place. So this might be something that you check out at Target. We're trying to keep our school supplies reusable. We're trying to keep them lightweight, and we're trying to keep them color-coded so that we can help our 6th graders get a little bit more organized and learn how to navigate through 8 new classes this year. All right, we'll see ya. Bye.